So it appears I'm not the only person who has bought a Philips PerfectDraft Keg without having a Philips PerfectDraft machine. And I don't want to spend £300 buying one or drinking the beer at 2 degrees or 3 degrees or however cold it makes it, which is too cold for me. There is a hack. You can use this. Connect a bicycle pump to it, pump air into the bag. There's a bladder inside there, which in turn pressurizes it and feeds the beer back out again. However, that's only good if you're going to drink the beer in one night, because the air that you're pumping in will oxidize the beer and it won't be fresh any longer. And these should stay fresh for 30 days, I believe. So I have another hack, and I don't believe it exists. I'm going to show you now. As you can see on the top of there, what happens with the PerfectDraft machine is there is this little valve. This is where the beer comes from in the middle. Not quite sure what that one does. This little valve here, when you pull the tap on the beer, on the PerfectDraft machine, it will push fresh air into there, which is outside the bladder. It's inside the keg, outside the bladder. That pressurizes the bladder, and the beer is pushed out through the pipe inside the bladder. Now, some people have hacked this by pumping air through there. You can hear it bubbling. They're basically pushing air through the bladder into the beer, and it's doing the same thing. It's pressurizing it. However, it's contaminating the beer. So we need to get air into there, and this is it. I'll press it. Listen. That's air pressure inside the keg, outside the bladder of beer. This is a simple valve for pumping a beach ball up with a bike pump. Now all I've done is chopped it off with a Stanley knife to make it a bigger diameter, and then just drilled it out slightly, because this particular one was the only one I had, was it was too thick even when I chopped it off. So what we have here is something I can press on, and I can just get enough of a seal. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrate this by releasing all the pressure inside there. Nothing. See? That's done. Now I will pump it up with my little converted valve and let you watch. So here's the valve. As I told you earlier, I've chopped it off with a Stanley knife to make it a bigger diameter, and then just drilled it out by hand, literally holding the drill piece, the drill bit, with a pair of pliers, and just by hand to make it big enough to go over this nipple in here. We push it over and down. I know I've got a good seal. There's no air in there, and you can hear it going in. 1, 2. Release quickly. This does the same thing as the other guys are doing. However, the other guys are actually oxidizing their beer, which means they have to drink it the same night, which is fine if you're having a party. But I want to drink it slowly. I want to keep it in the fridge and drink it when I want. Beer. Without contaminating. So all you need is one of these little plastic pieces for pumping up a beach ball or a lilo. Chop about 10mm off it, push a drill bit through it to make the diameter bigger, big enough to go over this little pressure thing, which I'll release again. And now what you will see, pressing down, there's no beer coming out. Just demonstrate this again. Two pumps, that's all. Beer. Without contamination and without spending £300 on a Philips PerfectDraft machine, which will chill your beer too cold, in my opinion. You're very welcome.